Have you ever woken up from a dream about someone who left or drifted away and wondered why they still haunt your thoughts? It isn't just nostalgia, not just heartbreak. Something far deeper is going on beneath the surface of what you can see. I'm not talking about cliché. They were special lines. I'm talking about hidden forces in your mind. Forces Jung called the unconscious shadow, anima, animus. If someone is always on your mind, it's rarely random. It's a message, a mirror, and ignoring it costs you more than you think. Stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand why someone may occupy your mental space so persistently, you'll also get real tools, examples, and a roadmap for turning that quiet obsession into power. Let's dive in. The unconscious stores memories, desires, fears, even the parts we refuse to fully admit. When unresolved issues exist there, they bubble up in dreams, fleeting thoughts, obsessions. So, when someone random appears in your mind or someone you should have moved past, maybe they're carrying something unprocessed inside you. Jung suggested we project aspects of ourselves onto others. If you admire someone's courage, it may be because a part of you longs for that courage. If someone triggers deep insecurity in you, perhaps they mirror a wound you haven't healed. These projections make that person more vivid, more emotionally charged, and harder to let go. The shadow, the disowned or rejected parts of self, anger, envy, creativity, vulnerability, whatever society or upbringing taught you to suppress. The anima, animus, inner feminine in men, inner masculine in women, even beyond gender, the inner counterpart we need to understand. Archetypes via collective unconscious. Some people in our life embody symbols, e.g., the wounded healer, the abandoned child, the muse, the trickster. These archetypes can compel us to pay attention often without realizing why. Strong emotions create stronger brain connections. If someone was present during emotionally intense events, positive or painful, the brain tags them. Recalling them is easy. Forgetting takes effort. Every time you think about them, you fire those circuits again, making the habit of thinking even stronger. Story A, the artist and the muse. Sandra, an aspiring painter, found herself fixated on her former art teacher years after they had parted. She admired his vision, his wild imagination, but she also felt shame at never creating pieces she considered good enough. Over time, she noticed her longing for his approval wasn't just about him. It was about her unrecognized own creativity, her inner critic. The teacher had become a mirror, everything she admired, everything she dismissed in herself. Story B, the abandonment pattern. Marcus kept replaying memories of his first serious relationship. They ended abruptly, no words. For years, new people would trigger the same fear, any silence, any delayed reply. He would think of that ex even when he was with someone else. Marcus realized it wasn't so much that he missed that person as much as he missed the closure, the fear of abandonment, the belief that he was unworthy of being properly heard. And until he addressed that wound, therapy, journaling, talking it out, it kept pulling that past person into his mind over and over. Story C, the shadow in disguise. Layla noticed she was always bothered by a friend who was very socially confident, brash, outspoken. She judged her harshly. She couldn't stop thinking about her. Eventually, Layla realized she envied that friend's confidence and at the same time feared being judged if she tried to speak up. The friend was a projection of parts of Layla's shadow, confidence, boldness she had buried because she didn't feel safe to express them. The thoughts she kept having were not only about the friend, but about what that friend represented she'd never allowed herself to be. Unfinished emotional business loss, without goodbye, conflict, unresolved words unsaid. The void of resolution is fertile ground for rumination. Identity gaps. If you're in transition, leaving a job, finishing school, ending a relationship, and your sense of self is shifting, someone from your past can become a placeholder in your identity. Who were you before? Who are you becoming? Repeated patterns. Sometimes you attract similar types of people, emotionally unavailable, neglectful, overbearing. Then, new people trigger the same old pain. Someone from the past becomes a template in your psyche. Synchronicity and symbolic meaning. Jung believed in meaningful coincidences, perhaps reminders, a song, a place, a book that brings that person back to mind. These aren't magic, but signals your unconscious is speaking. Here's where things shift. Knowing the theory is one thing. Applying it, steering your mind toward integration release, is where healing is possible. Awareness first. Catch the thoughts. Notice when this person appears in your mind, what triggers it. Loneliness, shame, guilt, seeing something that reminds you. Ask, what emotion is underneath this thinking, e.g. sadness, longing, fear, shame. Define what they represent. What qualities do you admire or despise in them? Which of those qualities do you recognize inside yourself partially, or which you've rejected? Write, talk, externalize. Journaling letters you never send. Having symbolic conversations even in private. Therapy, art, music, expressing what can't yet be spoken clearly. Create symbolic closure. Don't wait for them. Rituals help. Writing, burning a letter, letting go in a symbolic act. Forgiveness of them or of yourself, not as excusing, but as freeing. Integrate shadow, inner opposite. Bring in the parts you've denied or feared, e.g., practice assertiveness if you always avoided conflict. Develop parts of yourself that mirror what you long for in them. Shift focus inwards. Instead of asking, why are they always in my mind? Ask, what do I need to see, heal, become? Use mindfulness, self-reflection. Recognize that you get to choose how much power any one person has over your inner world. Repetition and patience. Healing takes time. Neural paths don't untangle overnight. Every time you resist the urge to ruminate and instead focus on self-growth, the grip weakens. The person you can't get off your mind, they are not the addiction. They are a mirror of something inside you, something unresolved, unhealed, or unlived. When you see what they reflect, you reclaim power. When you integrate those parts, qualities, wounds, fears, they no longer latch onto someone external. True freedom doesn't come from pushing thoughts away. It comes from understanding them, making them your message, then letting them go when they've done their work. So what do you take from this? If someone is always on your mind, treat it less as a problem, more as a clue. Dive into what they symbolize. Journal, feel, close the gaps inside. You'll discover that the qualities you chase in others have been inside you all along. The most powerful version of you isn't someone who never thinks of others. It's someone who carries themselves in wholeness. Someone whose mind is no longer haunted by shadows, but lit by understanding. If you walk away remembering one thing, you are the home of all the parts you long for. When you embrace them, no external person needs to insist to prove your worth. You already are worthy. You already are enough. Thanks for being here. If this video helped, comment below what's one thing you've just realized about why that person stays in your head. I'd love to hear. And if you're ready, let's heal together.